Odds are you are not fully maximizing the potential of your iPad. Yes, it's a great standalone tablet, but there are a ton of awesome accessories that could turn your iPad into the most versatile device in your arsenal. So here are my top 7 iPad Pro accessories every iPad owner should have, whether you have the Mini, Air, Standard, or Pro iPad. Beginning with a very unique item, and an item I've known only one company make so far, the Maggie's charging case and stand from Baka. This case isn't the most protective case out there due to its very slim size, but it is made out of aramid fiber to add solid protection where it is covered. And why I say where it is covered is because it does have an area that is not protected. This was designed so you can easily use the case with the Apple Magic Keyboard without removing it from the case first. And you can see on the back of the case, it has magnets in the shape of an X that allows the iPad to connect magnetically to the stand and to allow pass-through charging. It also has smart connectors at the bottom to be able to work with other keyboard cases. And it has a USB-C plug at the bottom built into the case to activate the wireless charging. And on the stand itself, it has a USB plug at the bottom to give it power, and then you simply snap the iPad onto the stand and voila, wireless charging with the iPad. This is honestly so nice because I don't have to charge my iPad with a messy wire every night. Since getting this, my iPad has never died because I store it on the stand when it is not in use. And even better, I can use the iPad while it's still charging on the stand. It can tilt up, down, and even switch into a vertical position. The stand itself is very well made. They even have a white marble version of this. Then below the iPad, there's a spot on the bottom to charge your AirPods or your phone. This stand makes the iPad a very useful second screen. Using Apple's universal control, I can switch between devices by just moving my mouse to the edge of the screen. You can even use the iPad as a standalone computer with a keyboard and mouse. Baka has an awesome ecosystem for iPad accessories, and later in this video, I'm gonna show you another awesome item from Baka. Now, of course, the iPad is an awesome device for streaming movies, shows, and of course, my YouTube videos. Like and subscribe. But it is also great for playing games. I'm still waiting for Apple Arcade to drop some AAA games, but it still has some solid games to try out. But to play these games to the fullest, you're gonna want a good game controller. And this one right here is from SteelSeries, and it is the only official Apple licensed wireless controller out there. This is the SteelSeries Nimbus Plus. Now you could definitely use your PlayStation or Xbox controllers if you already have them, but if not, the SteelSeries is one of the best to use with all iOS, iPadOS, and tvOS devices. In terms of build quality, I think the PlayStation and Xbox definitely has a beat, but it is still a great controller. It has tactical D-pad buttons, clickable L3 and R3 joysticks, and it has Hall effect magnetic triggers that provide high resolution measurements of the controller's position and movement to improve your gameplay. But the main reason to get this controller is the built-in rechargeable battery that can last 50 hours on a single charge, which is far greater than PlayStation's 12 hours and even greater than Xbox 40-hour battery powered controller. As you can see already, the iPad can do a lot a computer can, and to take that a step further, number 3 on this list is getting yourself a versatile iPad keyboard case. There are actually quite a few out there, but I actually wouldn't even recommend the $300 Apple Magic Keyboard case, and instead would recommend the Logitech Combo Touch case. iPad, but it also is locked into place with this plastic cover that will protect its corners from accidental drops. This case has all the necessary cutouts you need. Now, I made a full video on this case that you can check out on the top right if you want to see a more detailed review. But what really makes this case stand out above all the other keyboard cases, and the sole reason I chose this keyboard over the Apple Magic Keyboard, is its versatility. You have 4 different ways to use this iPad case depending on what you're doing. First is type mode or laptop mode. This is obviously the main reason you are buying this case. It feels just like a laptop with a touch anywhere trackpad and smooth keyboard clicks. The second is view mode, where you can actually detach the keyboard and pull out the kickstand to watch movies. This is something you cannot do with the Apple Magic Keyboard, so with this one, you don't have to carry more than one case when traveling. Third mode is sketch mode, where you fully extend the kickstand for the perfect angle to take notes or to draw with a stylus. Outside of type mode, this is probably the mode I use the most because I love to take digital notes. Then there is read mode, where you could detach the keyboard and reattach it with the keys turned inward so you could read books, articles, and much more without misplacing the keyboard. And reattaching the keyboard is very easy easy and actually very satisfying experience. This case is not battery operated, so you don't have to worry about its battery wearing down. It actually charges through the iPad via Apple Smart Connector, so it will last a very long time. Now on this next one, if you are someone who mostly uses the iPad as a tablet instead of a computer, then you would definitely want to invest in a nice protective case that could also be used as a viewing stand. Apple has their own folio case, but Baka has an even better one using its ecosystem called the MagEase Folio 2. And since it's magnetic, you get 4 viewing modes, with one being unique to Baka's system only. The view modes are adjusted using this origami-like cover, and the unique view mode is that it can transform into a vertical stand for the iPad, which is actually pretty rare for iPad cases to do. It is made out of the same premium protective leather as the Apple Folio, and if you want to go back to using your iPad as a laptop, you obviously can switch back to the Logitech Combo Touch keyboard we talked about earlier, or you could just get yourself a travel size keyboard and mouse. And the ones that ProtoArc has sent out to me are the perfect keyboard and mouse combo to bring when traveling. Yes, they're not attached to the iPad, but sometimes I prefer to be able to put the iPad a little bit further away from my eyes and use some normal peripherals. Plus, I can use the same keyboard and mouse when I'm using an iPad on my MagEase stand if I'm using it as my primary computer, so I don't have to buy an extra set if I don't want to. And starting off with ProtoArc's XK01 foldable Bluetooth keyboard. As the name states, it is a keyboard that folds out into a full-size keyboard. The foldable design has magnetics on its corners to secure it when it's not in use, and the ProtoArc claims that the durability of this keyboard can last up to 100,000 opens and closes, which is equivalent to 13 years of regular use. As for the typing experience, it has a 105 key layout with a number keypad. It even has a unique button to take a screenshot, which I find to be very handy. It has quiet and responsive scissor switches and low profile keys. This quiet typing experience is ideal when traveling so you don't disturb others around you. The keyboard is also a Bluetooth device that can connect and easily switch between 3 devices. And of course, to pair with the keyboard, ProtoArc has their 2-in-1 hub mouse. This mouse has a very quiet click, just like the famous MX Master 3S mouse does. It has a DPI button to control mouse speed that switches between 1000, 1600, and 2400 DPI. And unlike some other mouses we know of, the charging port is in the front, so you can still use it while it is charging. But where this mouse really shines and why it's such a great travel companion for my iPad is that it allows me to remove a hub from the base that will add extra ports to my iPad. So instead of just one USB-C port, I can now have a 4K HDMI port to be able to share content on an external monitor, a USB-A port to be able to easily transfer data between devices, and a quick charging USB-C port to still be able to charge the iPad. On top of that, this has the same feature as the foldable keyboard where you can switch devices with a click of a button using Bluetooth. So you can just toggle through your iPad, your laptop, or any other devices, whether it's Apple product or not. And if you guys are interested in these products from ProtoArc, they have given me a unique code for my viewers to get a 10% discount on their XK01 foldable keyboard and 2-in-1 hub mouse. I'll leave that link in the description below. Now let's not forget the iPad is a tablet, and the iPad would not be completely utilized without, of course, a stylus. The stylus of choice for me is the Apple Pencil, but there are a ton of alternatives out there, such as the Logitech Crayon. However, nothing compares to the seamless integration and features offered by the Apple Pencil. And to clarify, I'm speaking about the Apple Pencil Gen 2. Do not get the Gen 1 version or Apple's newest edition, the USB-C Apple Pencil. To me, these are absolutely pointless. The fact that you would have to charge this Apple Pencil by plugging it in is already worth upgrading to the 2nd gen. You just can't beat the convenience of wireless charging. You also lose pressure sensitivity on the Gen 1, which is huge if you want a true write-in or drawn experience. I would only recommend going for the cheaper Logitech Crayon if you have a much older iPad or you have the basic iPad model. And if you guys haven't switched from paper to digital notes already, then check out this video I made a while back discussing the benefit of digital notes. Speaking of writing notes on the iPad, one of the most awkward things to do when transitioning from handwritten to digital notes is the fact you're going from paper to writing on glass. And with the iPad, you also need to protect your screen from fingerprints and smudges in the process because you're gonna be touching it a lot more. So these next items on the list are a screen protector that makes it feel like writing on paper and a cleaning kit. And this is where the company Paperlike comes in. Paperlike's screen protector will not only add protection to your screen, but it will make it feel like you are writing on paper. The iPad's glass provides no resistance while you write. Even if you try to control your strokes, you'll end up with sloppy notes and messy lines. But Paperlike works by using exclusive micro-based technology called nano dots to imitate the stroke resistance of real paper without sacrificing screen clarity. Paperlike also makes this sweet glass cleaner, and I'm a sucker for convenience. So when they took a microfiber cloth and a glass cleaner and put it into this small compact device, it was a no-brainer for me to buy. You simply spray the screen and then use the sides of the glass cleaner to wipe off the screen. So these are the 7 accessories that I believe are essential to maximizing your iPad experience. And if you guys want to see how iPads can replace laptops or why you should switch to digital notes, click the videos on the screen and I'll see you guys in the next one.